In question 36, we're given this calculation to do. So it's 8,051 divided by 83. Now let me write this down here. How many 83s are there in 8? 0. So what's the next step? 83 times 0 is 0. So I'm going to subtract these two. 8 take away 0 is 8. Now I'm going to bring this 0 down. So this becomes 80. Now how many 83s are there in 80? There's 0. So what is 83 times this 0? It's 0. So what I'm going to do is subtract these two. So 80 take away 0 is 80. As before, I'm going to bring this next digit down, the 5. So now this number becomes 805. Now, how many 83s are there in 805? Now, this is where you need to know some facts. 83 times 1 is 83. 83 times 10 is 830. Now, if you look, this number, 805, is very close to that number, 830. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try 83 times 9. So 83 times 9. 9 times 3 is 27. I'm going to put the 7 down and carry the 2 over. 9 times 8 is 72. Plus this 2 that I've carried over is 74. So I'm going to put the 4 down and carry the 7 over to the next column. I can write that straight down because I've finished there. So my answer is 747. So the question was, how many 83s are there in 805? The answer's 9. So I'm going to put 9 here. Now, careful with this next part. 83 times 9 is 747. 747. So now I'm going to subtract these two. 5 take away 7 I can't do, so I have to go to the neighbour and borrow 1, but I can't because that's 0. So this 0 has to go to its neighbour and borrow 1. So we cross out the 8 and it becomes 7. The 1 we've borrowed turns that 0 into 10. Now this 5 can borrow 1 from there, so we cross that out and it becomes 9. And the 1 we've borrowed turns that 5 into 15. So 15 take away 7 is 8. 9 take away 4 is 5. And 7 take away 7 is 0, and we can leave that. So our answer is 58. Now what I do is I bring this 1 down to here. So this number is 581. Now, how many 83s are there in 581? So I know 10 times 83 is 830. I know 9 times 83 is 747. So let me take a sensible guess. Let me try 7. So I'm going to do 83 times 7. 7 times 3 is 21. I put the 1 down and I carry the 2 over. 7 times 8 is 56. Plus this 2 that I've carried over is 58. So I put the 8 down and I carry the 5 over. I can write that straight down because we've finished there. So our answer is 581. So how many 83s are there in 581? The answer is 7. So I put 7 here. Now, careful with this. I do 83 times 7, and we know 83 times 7 is 581. And I simply subtract them two numbers. 581 subtract 581 is 0, so there's no remainder. So our answer is this. And what did we say about leading zeros? We can cross those out or ignore them. So 8051 divided by 83 is 97. Now what I want to do is do a quick check. I want to do 97 times 83 to see if it gives me that number. So 97 times 83. What I'm going to do is do the grid method. So 97 I'm going to partition or split up into 9 tens, which is 90, and 7 ones or 7 units, which is 7. Let me extend this. Now this 83 is going to go down here. So 8 tens is 80, and 3 ones or 3 units is 3. Now this is my calculation. So 80 times 90, I'm going to hide this 0 and this 0. So 8 times 9 is 72. So I'm going to now add these two zeros, 1, 2. So 80 times 90 is 7,200. Let's move on. 80 times 7. Again, what I'll do is I'll hide this 0. So my calculation is 8 times 7 is 56. And I'll bring this 0 back. So 80 times 7 is 560. Now, 3 times 90. I'll hide the 0. So 3 times 9 is 27. And I'll bring this 0 back. So 3 times 90 is 270. Now finally I do 3 times 7, and that's 21. Now what I have to do to finish it off is add these in column addition very carefully. So let me start with 7,200. Add 560. Add 270. And finally I need to add 21. Zero add 0 add 0 add 1 is simply 1. 0 add 6 add 7 is 13. Plus the 2 is 15. So I put the 5 down and I carry the 1 over to the next column. 2 add 5 is 7. Add 2 is 9. Add this 1 is 10. So I put the 0 down and I carry the 1 over to the next column. 7 add the 1 is 8. 1, 2, 3, comma. So it's 8,051, which is correct. So that was just an extra bit that I did to check to see if my answer was right.